Okay, for my arrow quilt, we have one 4.5-inch square, and then we have two 4.5 by 2.5 strips of the same color. We're going to do a contrasting square, 2.5 inches, and then two of your background 2.5-inch squares. The first step I'm going to do is place one of the background 2.5-inch squares, and what I like to do is, if you can see this, finger press just diagonally down the middle, just as a guideline for the sewing. So I finger press, I lay it in the corner with a diagonal going this way, and then I'm simply going to sew on that line where I finger pressed. Gonna back stitch a little bit because if I get too close to that corner, it wants to bunch up. Okay, so that is going to get us. What I'm going to do later is we'll fold this over and we'll cut off, or I can do that now for you. Cut off a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And we will press that. We'll do the other side. This is a very, and then we'll have to find something creative to do with our little triangle scraps. I tried doing it the other way where, fold this one, where I just cut the triangles and trying to save a little bit of fabric, and just wasn't working out quite as well. So I thought, well, I can surely, normally I don't back stitch when I quilt, but these, see what I mean? It kind of wants to bunch up. I wasn't paying attention. I put this guide here. This is just yellow duct tape with a guide that kind of, see how it bunched up a little bit? It's kind of a guide for that. So we have both of our corners sewn on. I will trim this again. I did a better job of trimming this time. Do the seam allowance, and normally I would stop and press, but I can just finger press for now. Okay, so this is, we have this section. This is going to be the section there, section here. So we're going to take this section, we're going to fold it over, and then we're going to sew our 1/4 inch there. And I usually, when I'm quilting, like to do, and this is the top section, we are going to fold over the little coordinating square. If you sew them back to back, it sure helps them not want to bunch up when you're doing this light, cotton material. Then I just snip it right there. Hope you can see. So this is the one section of the arrow. This is section 2 of the arrow. Right sides together, and normally I am going to pin this. Normally I would iron it. Pin this, see if we can get a really good center seam. And off we go. Remove my pin. So that is your basic arrow. I have a squeaky chair, and then normally, and then what I will do is I will have 4 of these together. And I will show you a picture of that in just a minute.